man. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to get a new laptop. I want to get a new laptop, and nothing is ever going to work. And you have no idea how freaked out when Jack and I were trying to get this thing to work at the beginning, and it just nothing worked because I had the phone up, I had everything work, I had everything going, and nothing worked. I'm drenched. This is what 100. This is 2 years ago. 101 episodes ago. I was in panic mode because I'm like, okay, I have all this stuff. I just bought all of these things, and I literally can't make it work. Every moron in the world can do a podcast, right? I mean, I hear people just hello and welcome to Shoelaces.
Did you do like a test show or something?
Yeah, well, I couldn't get people. I couldn't get like our guest for today. I couldn't get anybody online. Nothing. There was no way to get anybody online. Phone, Zoom. There was no way to do it. I literally lost my mind.
Well, you figured it out.
I did figure it out. I'm
100 show later. 100 shows later.
Yeah, but when this laptop goes, I'm screwed. I'm completely screwed.
How old is it?
Oh, it's pretty old, man.
Mine's 10 years old, and I'm worried. Yeah.
This
10 years old. That's like
this Mac is 10 years old.
That's 10 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's Moore's law? Technology doubles
No,
every 18 months.
I'm bad. I can't even update the.
What?
Moore's law. Technology doubles every 18 months. So like 10 years is like an antique.
Yes.
Wait. Are you saying that if you come up with something, could there at some point be Ted's law? Could you imagine that? Could you imagine in 100 years? So what's that story about pornography? It's Ted's law. Yeah.
Ted's law says.
Well, that never gets old.
Yeah, the pornography on your phone quadruples every 10 minutes.
We're just talking about the operating system can't be updated, because when your phone, say like iPhone 6, you can't update the operating system after a while. So therefore, like most apps, like some apps don't work.
Well, I can't update this anymore.
Yeah,
the operating system is obsolete.
Yeah,
so nothing works with this.
I think
except I have. I mean, it works for me right now. I'm going to go. I might go tomorrow.
Is that Hunter Biden's laptop, by the way?
The laptop.
Yeah.
You know what? My buddies are still
sure, Rudy.
It's I'm in like a little thing with these guys, like 20 guys, and now it's all the truth's going to come out about Hunter Biden, and I was like, oh yeah, I mean he's a scumbag.
Yeah, did you see him yesterday outside Congress?
No.
They had him come to Congress, and then he was going to go in there, and they were going to talk to him, and he decided, no, I'm not going to do it. But I have more evidence. If you guys want the evidence, I have the paper you wanted. He has like all these files. Like, I have more files you guys can have. They're like, no, we don't want them. They turned them down.
No, we just want to embarrass you.
They don't want. He's like, yep.
Our goal is only to embarrass you and ask unanswerable questions, sir. Yes or no? Can you tell me the number of times that you've talked to the premier of China? Well, yes or no, sir. He's just like, what? And you refuse to answer the question. It's unanswerable. And that's my proof.
Well, didn't that Marjorie Taylor Greene, didn't she already show like naked pictures of him with like prostitutes in Congress? Like, he wasn't there, but like
she was proving what a scumbag he was by showing naked pictures of him.
But then they started calling him the big guy. He's the real big guy because Joe Biden's the big guy. But then after they saw Hunter Biden without his clothes on, then he's the big guy.
Oh my God!
Allegedly.
This is what our Congress has fallen down to.
Yeah.
This is what it is, right? It's like Maury Povich.
I had sex with 19 prostitutes.
Yeah. I mean, Congress.
What the fuck was that?
Congress.
Dude?
Yeah,
that was like Ted. That was the Crown talking.
That's Ted Blade right there. But yeah, that's what our Congress. Our Congress is just a bad Jerry Springer.
Some people call it a Sling Blade.
That's right.
They just need that guy Rick Wilkos, the bouncer. Remember, he got his own talk show.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. I mean, like when your security guard gets his own talk show, that means you did some good mentoring.
Yeah. When you're the guy who's holding back Nazi prostitute, alien abductors.
Steve Wilkos.
Steve
Wilkos. He didn't do a good job, by the way.
Next thing you're doing is you're asking him questions.
He lives next door to somebody I know.
It's funny.
Yeah. You've
or
won.
not anymore, but he did.
Yeah, you've won everything in the whole world.
It's the easiest job in the world, is to be a host of that show. You get people who make bad life choices, and then you basically tell them they're making bad life choices. That's this whole theme, and he just talks to them rationally. You shouldn't smoke fentanyl. And and then drive the wrong way down the road. Most people don't do that.
And then all the people in the audience,
boo.
Yeah, get the crap on you, right? And then they go home and they make bad choices, and then they're like, oh man, I could be on this show.
No, but it's just like you get someone who's sane and rational to just basically interview people who are insane and irrational, and then you just point out that they're insane and irrational.
That's all you got to do.
That's the winning formula, right?
I was at breakfast today, this morning with my friend and one of my colleagues. We work together on Thursdays, and I called him insane and irrational.
Really?
So he orders. So we go to Ellie's.
Wait, because of what he ordered?
No, listen. It's the way he reacted. So the waitress comes over.
like this?
She comes over and pours our coffee, and she gives
I'll
us
kill you.
She gives us the menus, and he goes, "I already know what I want. I want 2 eggs over easy, bacon, 3 slices of toast." And she's like, "Hey, I'm not ready to take your order, but you basically want the traditional breakfast. It's the first thing on the menu."
Yeah.
She's like, "I'll be right back." She walks away, and I go, "Yeah, dude, that's what you want." He goes, "No, I don't want 2 eggs. I want 3 eggs, and I want 3 pieces of toast." I go, "Well, just tell her you want an extra egg and an extra piece of toast." He's like, "I will." He's like, "Okay." So he orders that order, right? And as soon as she leaves, he goes, "I'm not going to get that extra egg. They're only going to give me 2 eggs. Watch, they're only going to give me 2 eggs." I'm like, "Well, if they only give you 2 eggs, then ask for the other egg."
He's so fatalistic.
So the food comes. There's only 2 eggs. So he's
way.
it's over easy, you know. So he's flipping. He's like, "There's only 2 eggs here." I go, "Yeah, there's only 2 eggs there." And he's flipping the eggs over and he's doing everything. He goes, "I'm going to say something." I go, "Yeah, I mean, if you want 3 eggs, ask for it." It's not her fault. She probably put the order in right, and they just didn't put 3 eggs because they normally put 2 eggs.
Right.
And he goes, "And I only got 2 pieces of toast." And I go, "She told you were going to get 2 pieces of toast." And you were like, "Okay, it comes with 2 pieces." He goes, "I want at least 2 pieces of toast." 3. She goes, "Well, it comes with 2." He goes, "That's fine." So then the 2 came, and he's bitching.
It's a failure to communicate, obviously.
So this is somebody I've known for well over 20 years, and
And he he's
hilarious.
In and out of he's in and out of the mental institution.
So no,
you take him
dude,
to
it's
breakfast?
hilarious. It's crazy. So he's got the 2 eggs. He goes, "I'm going to say something." I go, "Don't make a stink about it, but just ask for your egg." So she comes back. He doesn't ask for it. Then she leaves. He goes, "You know what? I bet you're going to put it on the bill." I go, "What do you care? I'm paying anyway." He goes, "If they put it on the bill, I'm not tipping her." So I go, "All right." So then the bill came. I grab it. I look at it. They charge us $1.50 for the egg.
That is funny.
And he goes, "Did they charge us for it?" I go, "No." He goes, "Let me see it." I go, "No." So we're fighting over the bill. I go, "No, you're not going to see it." So then I covered it. I'm like, "Here, look." So,
You know what? Honestly,
dude, it was funny.
Can
You
you
had
just
to
get the
be
egg to-
there.
get the egg to
they
go?
literally did not.
but you know what? Honestly, aren't you just better just saying, "I'll take a number 1 and just live with it"?
That's what she recommended he do.
Yeah, just live
Because
with
that's
it.
exactly what he ordered. Their traditional breakfast.
Yeah.
But he wanted an extra egg.
And you know, and then the thing was, he's preoccupied with that extra egg the entire conversation, right? He's thinking about the egg.
That's what it was. It was crazy.
He's looking out in the ocean as if the egg's going to come to him. Like
Oh,
a
and
whale in
I'm
the
gonna
sea.
I'm gonna take it a step further.
I saw a chicken in the parking lot.
Listen, this
It might
is
have laid an egg. We don't know yet.
Ted.
It's not on my plate. Okay.
You're gonna love this. So on the way to breakfast, he calls me. He goes, "Oh man, I really fucked up. I fucked up bad." I go, "What? What happened?" He goes, "My wife made you guys her special little rum cake for Christmas, and I left it at home." He lives in Berwyn, and I left it at home. He goes, "She's gonna kill me." She's like, "You don't understand."
Just have him throw it away.
That's what he said. He goes, "You know what I'm going to do?" He's like, She made a bunch of them, and it's a labor of love. She's an incredibly smart person. She's a vegetarian. So she has all these cookbooks. The stuff she makes, Matt, will blow your mind. And she makes these rum cakes that are unbelievable. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and he left it at home. So he's like, "Do me a favor." He's like, "Just tell her you got it. I'm just going to throw it away."
You know he ate that cake.
So no, they got a
You
bunch
know
at
he
home.
did.
So
Yeah,
so let me finish the story. So they got cameras all over the house. They're one of those. They're one of those families.
Oh.
So they got a camera at the front door, and it's in a bag at the front door. She left it at the front door. So we're at breakfast, and she texts him an open-ended question: "Did you take the bag?" And he's like, "Oh fuck, man! She saw it on the camera. It's by the front door. She saw it. I can't lie to her." He's like,
So he has to kill.
So he can't.
Is she
even-
dead?
So
Did he
he's
kill
like,
his
"Dude,"
wife?
he's like, "You don't understand." So I'm never gonna hear the end of this.
Time to
She's
fake
like,
a- time to
good-
fake a seizure.
I already feel like I've heard
So-
so much about it.
Yeah.
More than I ever want.
Long story short, I'm like,
It's
"Dude,
too
after
late.
breakfast, I'll go pick it up." So I drove all the way to Berwyn to get it. I have it at my
Burns
house.
a hike.
So, wait a minute.
45 minutes.
Yeah, especially at this time of day.
So that this guy didn't have to kill his wife. What a nice
Well,
thing
she
to
was
do.
going to kill him.
Well, somebody was going to die. There was no doubt about it.
I did. I'm like, "I'll
someone
just
was
go.
gonna
We'll
die.
just drive to your house. I'll get it. That's fine."
Jesus. Okay. Speaking of crazy, I read a story about a crazy person. Her name is Yekaterina Dinkstova,
Okay.
and she is Russian.
Wait, Dick Stova?
Dinkstova.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
you said Dick Stova.
No. And this is why she's crazy. Are you ready? She is actually running against Vladimir Putin for president of Russia.
Can I make a prediction?
Yes.
Ted?
We all have predictions.
She will be poisoned, but what kind of poison will they use this time?
Well, I think he's been using windows of hotels and hospitals lately. Yeah,
yes.
a lot of windows.
So recently,
but that guy died of poisoning too, though.
There's
Even though he's thrown out a window, I think
He's
technically on the certificate he was poisoned.
He landed in a pool. He landed in a pool of poison. When he got pushed out.
Yeah, from what I understand, most of the people who have disappointed and or done something that Vladimir Putin hasn't liked have fallen out of. Are you ready for this? I believe the same hotel, not the same room, not the same floor, but out of the same hotel. I think 4 or 5 people have committed suicide in the same hotel.
Well, what about the guy who like rebelled against him, like part of it, one of his generals? Like, remember
that guy
they blew up his plane.
Oh,
yeah,
that
yeah,
guy.
They were like saying he won't make it like to the end of the year, and sure enough, he's on a plane with like 6 other people, and the plane mysteriously exploded after takeoff.
It's not even like you can't even hide that shit anymore.
But
it's like, how do you even? Why even deny it?
Yeah, why bother?
Why even bother denying it?
Yeah, I mean, it's so
It's
obvious.
so obvious.
because it's the thing to do. You know, what I mean, you can't just come out and say yes. We planned a C4 on the plane, and we had to kill 6 innocent people to get to the guy I really wanted, and that was collateral damage. But you understand.
Yeah, I mean,
the reason why they had to invade the Ukraine is because they tried to assassinate this son of a bitch so many times, and it failed. They're like, "Fuck it, we got to go in. Yeah. We got to go in as an army and try and kill him."
Mr. Putin, he will not go into the hotel, and we cannot get him to drink anything in front of us. All right, invade Ukraine.
Do it.
I get on the horse. I invade Ukraine.
I think someone just said to Zelensky, because he came to America again, basically begging Congress for more money, because I think we were to give the guy $100 billion, whatever it was. Jesus and basically, I think a congressman or senator said, why don't you just give up some of the land to Putin? He's like, are you crazy? He goes, why don't you just give him what he wants? I mean, not Kiev, but just give him like the outskirts, maybe he'll go away.
Give him a, you know what?
Throw him a bone.
Here's what you do. Give him Kentucky. Whatever is the equivalent of Kentucky in the Ukraine.
Again, we're going to be in trouble.
Just give them the equivalent of Kentucky in the Ukraine, and everyone will go, thank you.
That's where they make the Corvette.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been to Covington. It's cool. They got a Waffle House there. They got a White Castle. They got some really cool college bars.
Are you just really?
Covington, right across the river, right across
a
from
White Castle.
A White Castle. That's how you.
And a Waffle House. That's how you tell if a place is cool.
Paul Brown Stadium is just like right across the river in Cincinnati, and like it's just across the river. It's pretty cool. So anyway, funny story. So some guy, I didn't read the whole story, but he went to go get a Waffle House tattoo, and didn't pay for it. So he got arrested. So there was, for some reason, that made like national news.
Was that Johnny Depp?
Wait,
Johnny Depp's from Kentucky.
He got a tattoo
of
the Waffle House?
No, he got a tattoo of the Waffle House, like whatever the Waffle House logo is.
And then when it was all done, he just walked out.
He just walked out. It was like he did a dine and dash, except it was at a tattoo parlor. So,
I feel like
it was like national news. So
well, that's not national news, but I mean, if you're tattooing somebody you don't know. Don't you make them pay ahead of time? I mean,
I don't know how that works.
I don't know how it works either. No,
you don't tattoos
pay
are expensive. I mean, if it's $150 and a guy walks in and he looks like a bum and he's got $8 on him, how can you even? What do you do to get your money back?
I would definitely ask for there should be like an escrow account. Just what you do.
Escrow account for.
Are you telling me he looked different than his other clients, Matt?
He looked like the kind of guy that would get a tattoo.
This guy looked different.
I would make him. I just don't understand it. If you say you spend 2 hours tattooing a guy's girlfriend's picture on your ass, you want a picture of your girlfriend on your ass, and he does it, and then you don't have the money to pay. I mean, you've wasted 2 hours. There's no way you're getting that back.
My customers don't pay me up front. I'm not worried about them getting in their car and taking off.
Because you got the keys.
But you got the car.
You got the car.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's going to keep his ass.
Unless
don't even think about it. Ted. Don't even think about it. All right, yeah. So this chick is running against Putin.
Wait, let me finish my story.
No, God, no.
That was a long story, dude.
So I'm a little freaked out, but so she has some ideas. She wants Russia to be free. She wants women's rights, and she wants to. And this is one of her main goals. Yeah. To make sure that she doesn't commit suicide or get hit by a truck.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they're bringing the WNBA there.
Well, but the funny thing is, obviously, it sounds like she's no threat. So if he was smart, he would do let her run a campaign, say whatever you want.
He is. So a couple
just don't say anything bad about me.
A couple of experts said that it wouldn't matter if every single person in Russia actually wrote down this woman's name and drew a picture of her on the ballot, that Putin will not lose.
Of course not.
Yeah, but it's nice that she's doing this.
Yeah.
It's it's an exercise in futility. But I thought, if you're talking crazy, that's got to be the craziest thing.
Well, then he makes him look like he's like reasonable. Like, hey, you know what? Competition's good. Let her run for president.
Yeah. And he's going to have a couple of drinks and he's going to go like this. No, she wants room in the hotel now. Yeah. I don't think he can stop
Maybe
himself.
make her like a cabinet minister or something. Make it like something harmless, like Department of Agriculture, where she can't do any harm.
Well, we know she is going to die.
Or
She's going to get
you just
killed.
bribe her. Or you just
So
bribe her.
she's not going to live past.
No.
Well, she'll live past the election, right?
I mean, what if somebody actually voted for her? I don't know. I'm assuming she's going to.
I think they do a primary there because that one guy.
Primary.
No, they do. They do like a primary. I think when there's the one guy got like a tremendous amount of leverage, and that's the one he poisoned. He didn't kill him, and that guy had to leave.
Well,
that guy poisoned himself, Mark.
Well,
He
I
was
don't know
upset.
so the most paranoid Russian dictator of all, Stalin, who got poisoned himself, by the way, because he went bad. So what happened with him? I guess like he was so paranoid that I guess like whenever he held his little rallies, like if you were the first one to sit down and not keep clapping, he'd be like.
Like the dictator?
Yeah. And I think there was like one of his like assistants who was like he was like a younger version of him, but this guy was getting popular in the party, and he didn't like that because it's like he was getting a little too much accolades, and Stalin's like they like him more than me. I think we need to
Introduce him to well, please. Yeah. All right, so let's get this thing rolling. Hey everybody, my name is Matt, and this is the Real Three Idiots podcast. Happy National Alabama Day.
Roll Tide.
They're in the playoffs, aren't they? They beat somebody to who did they beat to beat
Georgia.
Georgia, yeah. That was shocking.
Yeah, so today is the day you can finally ask your cousin out on a date. Yeah.
Why are you looking at me?
First
not
cousin,
your cousin. I'm just talking to anybody. Yeah, first cousin.
Okay.
So you can do that on National Alabama Day. Tomorrow it will be illegal again everywhere but Kentucky.
So it's like,
man.
So it's like the purge. It's legal for 24 hours, then you got to go back to your normal
Then you just go
life.
back to Kentucky rules. Yep. With me, as always, is the master of disaster, Teddy.
Hey, for the record, I like the great state of Kentucky, so that's all I'm going to say. So
Well, I'm with you.
I love Kentucky. I love everything about Kentucky. And a man who had to explain to me what poaching chicken was because I didn't know that was a thing, Mark.
You would have thought that I was speaking another language to you and Jack. You're like, what do you mean, poached chicken? It's very popular.
Sticking a chicken breast in some boiling water. That sounds like the worst way to cook chicken I've ever
It's
heard. I
actually
still
the
don't care what
best
you say.
way. I mean,
I don't care what you say.
I'm still like
no, I mean for shredding it. I only do when I shred my chicken. When I'm shredding, I always poach it. It's
Yeah.
much easier. It keeps it juicier. It doesn't make it. It's easier.
I need your White Castle stovetop stuffing recipe later on, so people are interested. I keep telling people about that.
It's
They're
on.
like, really?
It's on White Castle's website.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll just go
Oh,
there.
Ted.
I want to hear it from you.
We actually used a different recipe, but it's almost exactly the same. It's just like 2 tweaks. That's it.
People are like, what? You can make stuffing out of White Castle?
White Castle stuffing. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Seems impossible.
All right, so let's get to our sponsor. We got Mark's song, and then Teddy, you have a very difficult tip. You're not going to be able to do all of the above on this one.
No.
I didn't read it, so I'm going in blind.
This isn't going to be all.
okay.
This is not going to be all inclusive.
All right. Wrapping and unwrapping presents is a pain in the butt and a waste of time. But Aunt Ethel and Cousin Jamil will do nothing but complain if you don't. Now you can make everybody happy this holiday season. Try Chris Christopherson's unwrapping paper. Chris Christopherson's unwrapping paper will provide you with the perfect unwrapping for all of your holiday needs. Choose your personalized color, style, and KKU will send you a perfectly crumpled ball of unwrapping paper that you can place on the top of any gift, and you're done. Now all the gift getter has to do is simply push the paper off the gift, and it's time to enjoy whatever terrible gift your grandmother thinks you can't live without. It's that simple. Try Chris Christopherson's unwrapping paper this holiday season and make your disappointment a little bit easier for everyone to see.
Is he still alive, Chris Christopherson?
Yes.
This is a different Chris Christopherson.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, it's not that
It's
Chris
spelled with a
Christopherson.
C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
It's
a
a
K.
CC.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's actually 3 S's in Christopherson.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
This guy goes by
what's-
Cece.
What's that guy famous for? Chris Christopherson. Who was he married to, like Barbara Streisand?
Strictly for having the name Chris
Seems
Christopherson.
like everybody was married
No,
to
he's an
Barbara Streisand.
amazing singer-songwriter.
Okay, that's what he is. Okay.
Yeah, he really is.
Or he said his stupid name. All right, Marquise, song, please.
Out where the teddy broke, the show would never ever choke. Roiling over some listeners' thoughts. Ted's got a fever that hits the spot. The time has come to say no fair, to skip the rant and to tip your share. A fact's a fact, Tips belong to them. Ted, give it back. How do you tip when your mind is spinning? Why can't you sleep while your brain is buzzing? How do you tip when the crown is chillin'? Why can't you sing? 'Cause the song is illin'. Teddy's Tips.
Wow. I love that song.
Midnight Oil.
Yeah.
The dude's like 6'10", the lead singer.
I think he's pretty
6'10".
tall. Yeah, he's pretty
I'm not exaggerating. I think I list him at 6'10", but he's like 6'9".
That's the
He's 6'10" in the program, 6'9" for real.
And 6'12" with the afro.
I saw him at Milwaukee Fest.
I thought he was bald, right?
No, he's like Fletch. I'm sorry. I'm just.
He's legit like 6'9", I think.
Yeah. That's cool.
And he
He's a
obviously
monster.
can't-
You ever go to you've been to shows before, right? All musicians
A
are like
Midnight
short.
Oil show? No, I've never.
No, I saw them a couple times, but the first time I saw them was Milwaukee Fest. The musicians are notoriously short for some reason, like
Yeah.
actors.
Mhm.
They are.
Mhm.
This guy, everybody in the band's like 5'6", 5'7", 5'8", 6'9". It looks like he's on stilts. It's
Yeah.
freaky. It doesn't come across that way when you watch videos or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you're in the audience and you look on stage, you're like, holy shit, dude, he's like 10 feet tall.
It's like Abe Lincoln. He just commands the room.
That's Abe Lincoln.
Or Tony Robbins. Yeah, I think he's like 6'7", right? Because he's got that giantism. He's got the pituitary gland issue, so he's got those,
Oh, man.
You always say that.
I
It's
know.
true.
Every 5 shows, you
It's-
mention
it's-
his name,
I've got
and
about
you
20
say he's
answers.
got Jan and he doesn't have that.
He does not have
He's
that.
got a
not have
pituitary.
the-
He's got a pituitary.
I don't think so.
I
He's
think
got something.
He
He's
does
got
have
something. He's got
I-
something. Yeah.
All right, hold on a second. Please, Tony Robbins, we know you listen.
It's like an
let us know. Let us know what weird disease you have.
He's got
Yeah.
an active adrenal gland
He does,
or
he
something.
does.
Yeah.
All right, Teddy, are you ready for your tip, sir?
It's a tough one, but I'll do the best I can.
Okay, here we go. Ted, where you at? My name is Arthur. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Love Baton Rouge.
I love the show and need your help. I want a trip from work to Las Vegas. I'm going to bring my friend Tim instead of my girlfriend. We've been dating for just short of 2 years, and I'm assuming he means his girlfriend, not Tim. Okay?
Not yet.
Tim's going to be way more fun. My girlfriend doesn't gamble at all. She rarely drinks, and all the fun stuff in Vegas would be wasted on her. I don't guess she doesn't like hookers. I don't know what else there is in Vegas besides those 3 things.
Oh, my God.
Sting operations.
How do I tell her that Tim's going and she isn't? Here we go. Side note, Mark, the next time Matt mentions how much he hates time travel, please throw something very heavy and very hard at him.
Done deal.
Screw you, Arthur. All right, Teddy.
Number one, I've been to Baton Rouge. Amazing seafood, by the way. Arthur, number one, did you even tell your girlfriend you won the trip to Vegas? So, because if you didn't, then maybe your problem's already solved. You could just simply just take some PTO and just take Tim with and just say, hey, you were going to visit an out-of-state relative. So that's number one. So because he didn't actually mention that he told her.
Oh, he didn't say anything about that.
Yeah, he just said so it sounds like he's going to tell her, and he's going to be like, oh, by the way, I want to take, him versus her. But if you didn't tell her that you won the trip to begin with, your problem might be solved because you could just come up with some excuse why you're missing for that weekend. So that's number one. Assuming you did tell her, here's what you're going to do. It gets a little silly. Obviously, someone's going to be disappointed. Sounds like it's going to be her.
Yeah. Who's going to be disappointed? Tim, who's getting a free gift?
Yeah.
Or Arthur, who's taking his buddy and is clearly going to do all sorts of terrible things in Vegas.
Well, it's because it's going to stay in Vegas, allegedly. So
I don't think. Honestly, I don't think
doesn't
you can
work
get
in
a shot immediately. So even gonorrhea doesn't stay in Vegas.
I was going to say part
It
two.
travels well.
part and it stays with you. So part two of the scenario is if she does happen to know, and you have to explain to her why you're taking Tim versus her, the girlfriend. I would say simply like, okay, you're going to do a little creative mansplaining. You're going to say, you know what, Tim, I didn't want to bring this up, but Tim was just recently diagnosed with stage 2. Blah blah blah, or you could say he's got gonorrhea or genital herpes.
Wait a minute. If
it's on,
this is his buddy, she's gonna know. Tim's got 3 months to live. In 4 months, she's gonna know.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say
lying.
I didn't say
Vegas saved him, baby.
I didn't say he's got like 6 months to live.
Vegas miracle.
Yeah, I would just say he got recently. They did a biopsy and they think it might be cancer. So you're just on the fence. So just say, you know what, it's his bucket list. He's really down. He's a good friend of mine. This time I'm just going to take him, but baby, here's what I'm going to do for you. Next time we're going to plan a cruise, just me and you. And here's the best part. But listen, so you're going to actually kill 2 birds with one stone, Arthur, because if she reacts really negatively to that, then that's a red flag. So basically she's actually kind of doing you a solid. So depending on her reaction to that scenario, when you offer something very reasonable, if she's completely, goes into a shell, then chances are she's going to give you a lot of grief in the future when something else comes along. And like I said several episodes ago, it could be the difference between a happy marriage or 18 years worth of child support payments. So, so that's actually kind of a good precursor into gauging her ability to problem solve and process information. And yeah, maybe take a little disappointment with a grain of salt without freaking out. So you're actually doing, so in a way.
No, that, you know what, Ted? Now I think about it, that makes perfect sense. If your girlfriend, who's not your wife yet, can't
Not engaged, just a girlfriend, yeah.
Your complete and total lie about your best friend having cancer so that you can take him on a trip.
Precancerous. It's precancerous.
And she can't deal with that in a cool way. Yeah, she totally sucks.
What if he says, the doctor says his only cure is the fountain at Bellagio, the waters of the Bellagio fountain.
Or the Bunny Ranch.
We have to go.
The Mustang Ranch in
Ted,
Clark County.
What if she says, no, that's fine. Tim can come too. I'll pay my way. What? Oh, that's fine. Tim can come.
Okay, well, I guess
the three of us will have a great time.
I guess if she kind of called your bluff on that, I mean, that's the Black Swan event that she could potentially happen. Mark brought up a good point. Yeah, she could potentially say, "Hey, I'm glad you're going with Tim, but I want to go too, so I'm going to pay my own way."
What if she said, "I'll pay for Tim since he's going to die"?
No, we didn't say he's going to die. Here's what because
I'll help you at the fountain.
No, because this is your out. Just say,
I'll bail him out.
So you're not saying he has cancer. You're just intimating he might have it. So what's going to happen is you just say, you know what? They did some biopsies. It looks like it's precancerous, but we don't know yet. And then, of course, when you get back from the trip, the biopsy came back. It's not cancer at all. It was just
he has to go see a specialist in Vegas.
Jesus Christ.
There's a Mayo Clinic in Vegas.
There's a specialist at the $20 blackjack table.
Oh, wouldn't it be great if there's a casino hotel in Vegas called the Mayo Clinic?
So everybody could come up with this lie.
That's a good idea. The Mayo Clinic in Vegas.
Where have you been for the past 2 weeks? I was at the Mayo Clinic.
I feel like this has so many workable ideas. It's just workable.
A lot of layers.
But I feel like it has so many ways to fail when you start adding in the concept of taking him because he's going to die.
No, I never said he was going to die.
How does that not come back?
I never said he was going to die. I never said. I just said they did a biopsy.
Use the C word, Ted.
They think it's precancerous. Precancerous.
Oh, the PC word.
Yeah. So basically, and then when you come back from the trip, lo and behold, it wasn't cancerous at all. It was just a false alarm. But we didn't know.
She'll never see through that.
We didn't know.
It was just a scorching case of herpes.
we didn't
She'll
know
be like this.
time.
Oh, thank God.
And like I said,
she would have to be so stupid.
Do you know that this happened to me? This story about somebody winning a trip, and I'm pretty sure I ruined someone's marriage. My friend Pat won a trip through work.
Okay.
We worked together. He was my manager. He won a trip he got to choose a destination, and one of them was Hawaii. All expenses paid, staying at.
And he took you?
For how many
him
people?
and his wife, 2.
Okay, yeah.
So, no, the managers could bring their spouse, a guest, their spouse, right?
Yeah.
So he was separated at the time. Him and his wife were going through some problems, and they were separated.
Okay.
He won this trip, and he's like, "We're done. I'm not fucking taking her." She found out that he won the trip, and she thought that he was going to take her. But he took me instead, and then they got
you?
and that was it.
So it's the same thing. That's a real life scenario.
And then my buddy Mike stowed away. My buddy Mike bought his own ticket and stayed with us at the Ritz-Carlton.
So that's what my sister and Steve did.
You're Tim.
The 3 of us stayed in a room together.
You're the new Tim.
Yeah.
This happened in like 1996.
Oh, so what happened? Did they end up getting? Do you know what happened?
They divorced. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So not because of the trip, I'm assuming, but it
but it was right around that time. I'm thinking maybe they could have reconciled in Hawaii.
All right, well, let's see what our guest, Catherine, let's see. This is what I always like to know. I always like to know these things. Would somebody actually fall for that story? Okay. So let's see if Catherine was listening. I can see she's sitting down. Catherine, did you happen to hear?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I did.
so if you were dating someone at the time for like 2 years and they told you a story about a near-death experience for their friend, and they had to take him to Vegas.
It was more like a medical scare.
It's ridiculous.
It's not that hard to tell the truth. You guys said that it would be a big bonus if you had this girlfriend and she could handle the truth. I mean, that's what you want to do.
She couldn't handle the truth.
You guys have too much time on your hands if you're worrying about all this. Just tell her the straight up story.
What's the guy's name that asked?
That was my first suggestion, but I got shot down. So I had to come up with multiple implausible scenarios. truths.
No,
Because that's my job.
Yeah.
No, I feel like everything you do is implausible, Ted. Most of the advice you give is implausible. Okay, so let's go ahead and introduce the voice that wants the truth, because she might be the only person out of the four of us that actually wants to hear the truth today. I know I don't. Our guest this week is Catherine Caldwell-Harris. Catherine, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so let's do this and see if I get this right, and then you can add anything I leave out. You are an associate professor of psychology at Boston University. You went to UC San Diego and Harvard. You originated the personality culture clash hypothesis. You've done research in China and Turkey, and your interests include cognitive science, cross-cultural psychology, and evolutionary psychology. I left out your favorite color, but did I get this right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Nice.
And here's the beauty of it. If you guys are ready, Catherine is here because somehow she is an expert in swearing.
I like it.
So,
I like it. I like it.
You know, there's not much research on swearing. So I've published a couple papers, which already makes me an expert. And almost every domain of science, you have to have racked up 20, 30, 100 publications to become an expert. And there's so little on swearing because, I mean, I think we all understand this, that it's not considered an appropriate topic for science. But things are changing. And just even 30 years ago, emotion was an appropriate topic for science. But now it is. So things are changing. So some of the other topics that are seen to be too like frivolous or trivial would be humor isn't well studied. And so swearing kind of fits in with humor not really being seen as scientific. But
Okay.
I can tell you my studies if you want,
See,
or
no-
I'll tell you what's going on.
No, that's fine. Because here's what I would figure. I would have figured that one of my friends would have been the go-to expert in swearing, because I have a couple of buddies of mine, honestly, that if almost every single sentence has to have a curse word in it, and I'm not even kidding you, it could be anything. It could be anything at all. It could be the most inane, like you just say, wow, you know what? It's a beautiful day out. And he would immediately just go into a whole thing with every curse word you could possibly imagine to describe the perfect day. And I'm just like, oh, wow, man, I just never.
But
never
he's
thought
not.
that
He's not an expert like Catherine. He's a professional. There's a difference. There's a difference. Catherine is a professor. She's an expert in the language and the rationale behind it. Your buddy's a pro.
Well,
Okay.
Look,
Go ahead.
I can listen to my own teenage sons on Discord and hear a swear word in every other word.
Right. Exactly.
All right. So with all the stuff you've done, what made you decide, and how do you become this person who writes these things and becomes an expert? Because people are going to be like, as we start talking, they're going to want to know how you became an expert.
So it was an accident, like any of these sort of topics that aren't really thought to be amenable to scientific study. It was an accident. So, but the story was in my lab, I was doing a lot of studies on language and emotion. And if you think about it, what is swearing other than just an extreme form of emotional language? So it happened that I had a postdoctoral fellow from Turkey who was really trying to get better at English. And so my grad student and I would always kind of like tease her by telling jokes and making double entendres and sort of sexual references that we'd laugh when she didn't get it. I mean, it's kind of a juvenile thing, but we'd laugh when she wouldn't get our jokes. Okay. And so at one point she laughed along with us and she clearly got it. And we said, Aisha, you got our joke. What's going on? And she said, I can tell a sex joke in English, but I cannot tell a sex joke in Turkish. And we realized, wow, in a foreign language, you could tell a sex joke better in English, your foreign language, and your English isn't that good. Well, what's going on? Why can't you tell a sex joke in Turkish? And that led us into this whole field that is about emotion and language, where people, even if they're somewhat proficient in a foreign language, the foreign language doesn't feel as emotional. It has this idea that the foreign language is like play money. You could say things in the foreign language that you don't really mean. And so we wanted to study this as a window into language, emotion, and the brain. So my colleagues and I developed this protocol where we would record and also show in print emotional phrases, and we ended up including taboo words. Why? Well, we weren't right. We just were like, okay, we're going to throw these emotional words in, emotional phrases. And someone was like, but come on, swearing's the main thing that you can do that doesn't feel right, that doesn't feel the same. You don't get the kick. When you use your foreign language to swear, you just don't get the same kick. So we included the taboo words. And so then 20 years ago now, 2003, we published a paper that autonomic reactivity, that means your skin conductance, your fight or flight response, that frisson of that you feel when you hit your thumb with a hammer, that feeling. We said autonomic reactivity is reduced in a foreign language, taboo phrases, and childhood reprimands. So the other category of emotional language that we really got a big bang with was childhood reprimands. So if you hear a childhood reprimand in your foreign language, it also feels kind of funny. Sometimes people were even laughing when they heard the childhood reprimands in the foreign language.
I could actually see that.
Is this a cultural thing, or so it's more of a cultural thing than linguistics, right?
Well, so what's the cause? It seems to be two things are going on. One is proficiency. When you really have kind of low proficiency in the foreign language, those words and phrases just doesn't have they haven't accrued any emotional resonances. It's like kids on the playground saying, "Oh, you know how you say shit in French, merde." Yeah. And then they laugh because it just doesn't feel taboo. You don't feel any of the special associations. So we think the main thing is proficiency. As you become more proficient and you then finally you sort of can start to really get some of the feel of these words. But swear words, curses are so extreme that they just may never feel the same. You may really have to have lived in a country for decades until you finally can feel the swear words.
No, so I taught school for 25 years in a mainly Latino area, and I had to learn all the Spanish swear words just so I could tell if the kids were, if the kids were shitbagging me. I needed to know.
No,
I just
right.
needed to know if they were doing that. And then every once in a while, right, they would say something, and I go, hey, what's the English version of that? And they'd kind of stop, and I go, oh, you don't know that. I go, I know every swear word in every language. Yeah, and the kids then once they figured out that I knew that, they had to talk nicer to me.
Ted, for 10 years, Matt thought Matt in Spanish was pendejo.
Oh, I thought it was güero.
Senor pendejo. Senor pendejo.
Well, plus, too, I think it's not just so much the context, but just how you say it. Like, for example, you can say it in an endearing term like, hey, mother effer, or you could say, hey, mother effer. Like, so it just depends how you say it, too. There could be some malicious intent to it, or you could say it in an endearing way. So, so there's a lot of different gradations and variances and nuance when it comes to swearing. Because trust me, I've had every swear word in the book thrown at me. And
at home,
I'm still crying.
Yeah, no kidding.
He hasn't left the house
before the age of 5. Yeah,
it's before leaving the house.
Yeah, I always wonder because I have a couple of buddies of mine that are Italian, and they're very sweary, and I've been to their house.
In English, though.
In English,
yeah.
Oh yeah, and I've been to their house, and it's just the word. Yeah, it's just the word. Yeah, I mean they just use it constantly. Okay, so Catherine, let's start out with a little history. Okay. So there's all the big words, right? I mean, George Carlin had his 7 words you couldn't say on TV, and by the way, you could say most of them on TV now, just so everybody knows. But so the biggest words are shit and fuck, right? Do we know where those two came from? Do we have any actual idea? I mean,
I think the F word is originally it's an old Germanic word, and it relates to something like pressure or move. I actually am not quite an expert on the etymology of the words, but one thing that I thought would be, I mean, shit obviously is a reference to human feces. So a lot of the we might ask, why do the swear words and the taboo words around the world, they sort of come from 3 domains. One is bodily excrement, which is usually elicits a very strong disgust response.
Sure,
so
yeah.
Excrement is so disgusting because it was very important that our evolutionary ancestors not try to eat it. Okay.
Wait. Now you studied this. Was this one of the? I mean, was this one of the reasons that some major like civilizations went down the tubes because they couldn't stop that?
They were engaged in
coprophagia. No, I mean even okay. Look, human waste has nothing nutritious about it. So we've got to and plus it has lots of diseases and bacteria. It cannot be eaten. So remember, I also said I'm an evolutionary psychologist. So what evolution had to do was to build in some very clear guidelines to keep us from doing stupid things. And so the huge disgust you get when you smell excrement or bad smells or rotting food, that revulsion you feel, that was nature's way to make sure that we never even came close to trying to eat it, and hopefully even stay away from it and don't finger it and manipulate it and get famous about it. Yeah. Now you're laughing, but remember, think what a vulture smells when it smells rotting flesh.
Dinner, right? They smell. It's good to them.
Probably
good.
Smells like a
They're zooming right in.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because so nature has refined our senses exquisitely to help us, to guide us to approach, avoid. That's what either to approach things that are going to be good for our reproductive fitness and avoid things that are going to be bad. Now, that disgust response is one of the strongest void signals that we have. It's almost like there was nothing worse than dabbling and getting near human waste because it just has no nutritional value and it has full of pathogens, right? So that disgust, you agree with me, the disgust response is strong.
Absolutely, yeah.
For sure. Universal, yeah. The only thing is, I just assumed eat shit and die pretty much explained it to everybody. So,
what if you're just a shit? What if you're just a shithead?
Remember, there was a time, humans evolved, right? There was a time. We are all animals. We've retained all those things. We haven't lost the ability to, we haven't lost the disgust response, although there is some claims that conservatives have a stronger disgust response than liberals, and that there is variability in the disgust response. And for example, one cool thing, and I could talk a lot about this if you want, one cool thing is it seems that mothers have reduced disgust response to their feces of infants, of their own children. So it's somewhat easier to change a diaper when it's your own baby.
That's true.
I agree
that's
with
true.
that. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. When you change your son's diaper, and he pees straight up in the air on you, you're just like, oh damn it. That's it. You're just like, oh, that's like, oh damn it.
Yep.
And all you think is, I have to clean more. I have to clean more stuff up. Yeah. You don't really. I mean, it's not really a freak out thing. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. All right. So let's go way back. Did cave people have like swear grunts? Were there swear words like smashed into walls or anything? Have you guys ever seen anything like that?
So I've thought about this. Like I've thought about is why do swear words exist at all? Why do human beings have this ability to curse? Like what's it about? It is a cultural universal. And just to kind of guide you in my thinking, like we could ask the same question, why does music exist? You could imagine a world in which somehow music didn't exist. Or you might think, why, sort of various different, navigation or mathematics. So let's get into why swear words exist at all. It's sort of, my answer is a little bit like why music exists. Like language exists because it was very adaptive for humans to communicate. Now, once you have language, you're going to have these neural patterns in the brain that are going to connect to motor responses, vocalic, larynx, and voice box outputs. So you actually say the word, and then it's also connected to the meaning of the word. So here's the idea. When words come to be used in emotional ways, the word comes to have neural projections that go right into the emotional system, like the amygdala. That's where the emotions are. The idea is that language isn't like a separate dictionary off from everything else, that there are neural connections between all of the areas of the brain. There's neural connections to the emotional regions, and they go right to language. So when you hear I love you or an F word, you feel the emotion right away. Agreed?
Yeah.
And that's the whole difference with a foreign language. In a foreign language, you don't feel the emotion right away because you haven't had all those many years of use to get the emotion systems of the brain connected up to the language systems of the brain. Okay, so imagine a brain where you've spoken this language your entire life and the emotion systems are really well connected up to the language systems. So when you hit your thumb with a hammer, your whole brain is flooded with this pain. Pain is going to suffuse the brain because you've got to be ready for fight or flight. So neural patterns, it's almost like a little, like imagine like an electrical shock to your brain. Neural patterns going everywhere. The neural patterns are going to go from the emotion system to the language system. And it's going to be so powerful that you're going to vocalize. You're going to come out with a vocalization, almost because of these patterns of activation. Well, what word is going to come out? Well, the idea is the word is going to come out that's emotional. A word is going to come out that's associated with pain. A word is going to come out that's associated with some frustration or anger.
Yeah.
And if you already have a word in your language for human waste or excrement or something else very powerful, like damning someone to hell, that word is going to get activated when you hit your thumb with a hammer.
So that's the psychology behind why we swear as an emotional response to something, right? So why, like from a psychological standpoint, why do we incorporate swear words when we're just conversing?
Okay. So let me get into that. So the origin was this very extreme emotion. Well, humans also have this property called habituation, meaning that something can start off being very emotionally powerful, but when we reuse it and overuse it and overuse it, it loses its emotional content. We call that semantic bleaching. It becomes kind of more ordinary. We can say it easily. But we sort of missed a stage already. So we talked about like the caveman hitting his thumb with a rock and yelping out, shit or something. So the next stage, before the stage,
or just be a grunt.
Okay, so there's actually 3 stages I'm going to talk about. First is the caveman hitting his thumb with a rock, and then the final stage is just using the F word, every other word to describe, without any emotion. Like he said, there's a middle stage, and that's where humans got the idea of recruiting these words that are very highly emotional, recruiting them in psychologically manipulative ways to have an emotional impact on their listeners.
Yep.
Oh, to mess with somebody.
Or no.
To mess with somebody.
Yeah,
so
okay.
we're not yet at the final stage where you say them casually.
Right.
Okay, this is the middle stage where you really want to hurt someone's feelings, you want to be mean, you want to insult, you want to say the cutting. So now this word that you would normally mean like damning someone to hell or doing some taboo thing like a sexual act if it's a so-called tight society that I can explain. You now use these words to hurt people. Okay, now we all understand all that.
Yeah.
So the final stage would be so the stages are going to keep going. So if you're using these words to hurt people, and then after a while, they don't hurt so much because you've been using them a lot. And then after a while, they're more like you're using them to stand out or be different or say, hey, I can do this. I can break a taboo. Look at me. I'm so tough. I can say these words that normally you reserve for very like fighting words you reserve when you're really angry. So we just start using them casually So that's where we end up.
Wow. So that makes sense. So now you're like posturing or trying to be cool. Like, when kids start using that word, they think they're cool. They're grown up. Yeah.
Well, plus too, I guess if you're using it like as somebody like you're close to, in some context, that could hurt more versus like using it like to a stranger. Like say you're passing somebody on the road and you go, "Hey, F you," because they cut you off or something. That doesn't mean as much as like your loved one saying, "Hey, F you."
Or sometimes it means more.
Way.
Sometimes that's what road rage comes from.
Yeah.
It all depends on the person.
All right, so I got to ask before we go on. I'm going to ask each one of you guys. Catherine, I'll save you for last. Teddy, you got cut off in traffic or something. What's your go-to swear word? You don't have to necessarily say the word. You can say a form of it, but what's your go-to thing? Like if something big happens, what's the thing you find yourself saying a lot? Because you don't swear a lot.
No, I mean, but like what I say to another driver. Well, number one, I would never confront another driver because I can only
we know that.
But okay, what I would say to myself, like for example, if I'm driving and like say I have like a near miss, I would go shit. Just like if it was a close call or something. That's almost like an automatic response to me. It's not really directed at anybody, but that seems to be my automatic go-to word. Like oh shit, But
that seems about as harsh as Teddy gets. Mark, what's your go-to?
Well, mine's not so bad either. Basically, everybody in the world but me is a moron.
Yeah, we know that.
or a lunatic, yeah.
Or an idiot, right.
Or an idiot, yeah.
So if something's not going the way I think it should be in traffic, look at this moron. And you know what? It's because I spent so much time with the kids in the car, for years and years and years. Now they're adults now, but you kind of just get like pigeonholed into, well, maybe I should expand on that now that there's nobody in the car with me as much.
Well, you know what the rule is? Anyone who drives faster than you is a lunatic, and anyone who drives slower than you is a moron. So, and of course, we're perfect.
That's a good one, yeah.
All right, so Catherine, you said you got 2 teenage kids, so two teenage boys, and you hear it a lot, but what you get cut off in traffic or somebody does something big time, what's your go-to?
Well, I'm a big if I pop a tire because I didn't look and I went over the curb or something,
Right.
I will yell out shit.
Okay.
And really loud. And I've done that a few times. I shocked at one point. I was driving a neighbor's kid when I popped the tire, and they were all freaking out because I said shit. Okay, pop my tire.
That's pretty tame on the scale of
So
things.
I
by the
don't
way.
do that. But let me talk about the kids and the F word. So I've been trying to really get serious with them to stop that, because one thing I noticed happening was they were doing it so much. My son he goes online and he learns it from other kids. It's every other word, like how
But
these,
he
Trying to be cool.
He did not, he
Trying
did
to be
not learn
cool.
it from you. He
No, of
learned
course
it
not.
from
He-
someone else. It's like
Discord.
yeah.
It's the online. He learned it from the online world.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like
Well, you're
it's like Christmas story.
Well, it's like
Where did you hear it from? Your husband? No, from your son.
Yeah.
What?
It's like street cred, right? The more the kids swear, the more cooler they are, right?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a
Sorry,
correlation.
I hate
Yeah.
to.
So go
That's a
ahead.
little disturbing for me. I'm the older generation. I'm a college professor, and I don't swear like casually, other than popping my tire, hitting my thumb with a hammer. I don't swear. It's just not my persona. And so here's what happened just recently, last year, that my sons were doing so much swearing with Discord, and I would be listening to it because the game room was like the living room, so I was hearing it
Yeah,
constantly.
you could hear it. Yeah.
And here's the problem. I noticed myself starting to put the F word as an emphatic, as an intensifier. Like if I really was feeling, if I was, doing these conversations in my head, like even imagining lecture, like planning, talking to my students, or imagining going over some new idea. And I would kind of want to, I never actually did it with my students, but I caught myself. Wow,
no.
I'm starting to use the F word as an intensifier. I got to stop that. And the reason I am, it's associative learning. We are statistical learners. We are constantly picking up on patterns from other people and incorporating them into the way we talk. That's why we all have the same accent. That's why we use the same vocabulary.
Yeah.
That's why language changes. And I'm like, okay, I'm stopping this.
And that's
I
why
don't want to go down
that's
this
why you
path.
don't
This
swear.
is not me.
That's why you don't swear as much, because you don't run in that circle. The circle, you're in the world of academia, right? No one behaves that way at universities from a professor standpoint.
But
right?
okay, so let me ask you this, because this is one of the things I was thinking about. Would it? I mean, say you're in a group, okay, of professors, and obviously, let's just say that there's plenty of people who've done plenty of incredible things, and it just so happens that one or two of them just uses those curse words. When people are, let's just say, in any situation, does that diminish what? I mean, if somebody uses curse words, let's just say we were constantly on the show, we were constantly swearing, and people kind of started giving us feedback. Would the feedback be more negative for someone who's constantly swearing? Is that a thing?
So I've thought about this, and I don't like useless intensifiers in general. When I'm editing papers for publication, I want to get rid of really or pretty or intensely or very or all these other.
Oh my God, I say those things every time.
Less is especially for written work. I agree. In spoken language, it's okay. It's part of our colloquialism.
Yeah, it doesn't
But once you
translate
write
to
those
word.
things
Yeah.
down, and I see like a paper littered with all the extremelies and varies.
Yeah.
Well, they're
I just
filler
start
words. They're
Xing
filler
out,
words.
and
They're
it
filler
sounds
words.
good.
Yeah.
It's what's called muscular language.
Yeah.
We want to convey our ideas using precise words that actually get at the concept, not using lazy language that has all these like colloquial intensifiers in it.
But Professor, if I have to write a 500-word essay paper for your class, I'm going to be using a lot of filler language, a lot of bridges,
No,
bridges
I
to
tell
nowhere.
my students, you want to write as succinctly as possible. Like when they want paper lengths, I'm like, I want to see as few words as possible while still conveying your ideas and getting credit for developing your ideas.
Just going to be in a very convoluted way.
No, that's
I'll get to the point
genius.
eventually.
That's genius. Honestly, our show should be 22 minutes. How it ends up being an hour and 40 minutes every
I
time,
know.
I think there's a lot of filler
Because
language.
you ramble on
also-
incoherently. It
Now I
makes
want to
sense.
get back. Filler language, there's sociality. Okay, we're all humans. We need to bond. We need to share. We need to spend time together. That's not cheap. Okay, you can't bond and really enjoy and make friends and appreciate each other with just these dry little messages. So when language is used for sharing and for human connection, that's a whole different story. Then it's okay to do what the three idiots are doing, hanging out and bantering.
Yeah, no, you're right, because it's time. Yeah, but I like Matt's scenario. I would like to what if 4 professors and then the football coach.
Why would
Now
you?
that's a whole nother
Why would you
world,
assume
right?
the football coach?
What do you mean?
Why
the
does the
football
football
coach?
coach have to
What if
swear?
he's got a PhD in philosophy?
Are you kidding me?
Or English? What if he's like an
Oh,
English
I'm
major?
sorry,
Yeah.
Matt. Ted never played sports before.
I've been in some locker rooms.
So you know what? Now that he brought up sports, we see constantly coaches are swearing at players and they're saying things right
From a young age,
from a very young
high
age.
school.
And I find
insane.
I find the yelling and the swearing to not work. If somebody's talking to you and they're using this language, are you less likely? I mean, is there some kind of, have you done any research on this? Are you less likely to pay attention because they're saying all these different things to you, even though they might be telling you exactly what you need to do to be successful? Is it the way they're saying it make it unsuccessful?
There's impression management, and it's a complex system, how we use language and our persona and our presentation to make a certain impression. And every subculture is going to have its rules and its guidelines. And it's definitely, yeah, I mean, you kind of answered your own question. Certainly if someone's like interviewing me to be a postdoc or to come be a member of my lab and they don't seem to understand the culture that they're trying to get into, they're using swear words as if they're on Discord or on a playing field or hanging out with their buddies, and I expect people to be intelligent enough to do what's called code switching or be bicultural or bidialectical. Yeah, you in an appropriate culture, use the language that's going to have the impact and present the persona you want. But when you're interviewing me to be a grad student in my lab, you got to use the language that is expected in that community. And if you don't use it, I'm downgrading you not because you're using the F word. I'm downgrading you because you don't understand the culture to which you're applying.
You got to recognize.
Okay,
I think
so
what Matt's saying is, because Matt and I have this discussion all the time, and I'm on the same page with Matt. Like if you're a coach and you're coaching some kids and they don't do something you want or you expect, and you get angry, some coaches will just start just yelling and a lot of times now using inappropriate language, dropping F-bombs, just yelling at the kid. And Matt's like, they're just going to shut down and you lost them. And I'm in complete agreement with you, with Matt. So I think that's what Matt was saying. But I think that happens a lot. But coaches also are using like the F word and talking like they're a teenage kid to relate to the kids too. Because I see them in social gatherings or in teaching moments. They're like, hey, listen, man, you got to fucking move that ball. You got to stop that shit. You got blah, blah, blah. They're talking like they're a teenager because they're going down to their level where they can relate to them. That's psychological warfare, isn't that?
I hear what you're saying.
She's going to disagree.
She's about to say she vehemently disagrees with everything you said.
No, they use it two ways. I see it happens.
The question I have is why? Look, I already told you that I grew up in this. I mean, I'm not that older than you, but I did grow up in this other era. I don't like it for myself, but I'm not judging other people. I mean, I also consider myself a cross-cultural psychologist, and cultures, values, and norms are there to solve problems. But I think what's happened with swear words is everybody wanted to like one up each other and be dominant and cool and show off. So the first person who started doing it, like the early comedians who are doing late night, the famous, Pryor and all those guys. I mean, they really or Sarah Silverman, even, the lady that can.
Sure.
Oh my God, I love her.
Yeah.
So here's
She
the thing.
says the most horrible things.
She
Oh,
does.
but you get my point. The first people that did it, they got a lot of recognition.
Yeah.
And it worked for them. It solved problems. It was part of their career path. The problem is then there's like keeping up with the Joneses, and everybody thinks they need to do it because they want to fit in. That's the new normal.
Yeah, Janine Garofalo comes along.
Where does it go from there? Once everybody does it, now it's not really doing anything for us anymore.
Yeah.
Well, it's not edgy. It was like when Lenny Bruce came out in the '60s. He was the first, I think, comedian to like use swear words consistently, and he was considered edgy. Then there was Richard Pryor, but then then Andrew Dice Clay was like, he cussed like a sailor. But then after a while, it's just not cool. It's not really funny anymore because it's not witty or it's clever. It's like, all right, yeah, we get it. You can say a lot of F-bombs,
it'll come back. It all goes in circles.
No, it's weird because Sarah Silverman can say the most heinous things. I've read her books. I've listened to her. She can say the most heinous things, but when Nikki Glaser says it,
yeah,
I don't. I feels like somehow, and I'm telling you right now, they say the exact same things. It seems over the top to me.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
yeah.
Sarah Silverman saying it. Yeah, I think it is. It's that weird kind of thing that it's the way it's said that seems to be the thing that changes it for me. So is that cultural?
So I don't have an answer to why. Okay, I told you that people are doing a lot of packaging to present their persona, to have the influence, to have the stature, to have the status that they want. And that's a very complex system. And the problem is people are always like one-upping each other. That's why there's fashions and fads. People have to constantly have novelty. You have to have new fads, new fashions, new slang, new ways of saying things, new idioms. And the thing I'm worried about swear words is I don't know where we're going to go. Where are we going to get new swear words?
Yeah.
Like it seems that we've saturated. I don't see any way to get a new one in there. And I don't really know what's going to happen unless there's going to be a cycle where there's going to be like a new rectitude where people stop saying swear words because it got overused and it's not doing the work. And then we're going to go through a cycle. And then in 50 years, swear words will come back and the cycle start over again.
Okay, so this is weird. A mathematician in England, and this is just recently, used an algorithm to come up with the penultimate swear word. The swear word that encompasses everything. It's from England, so when I tell you what this word is, you know the word? Are you ready? Banger.
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 Huh.
Banger.
No, I heard of that
Banger.
word. I didn't know what the context was. I've heard of that.
Well,
That's
a
according
sausage.
according to the algorithm that they put in, a mathematician, and this was a very long process,
Interesting.
months and months.
Yeah.
That banger is the ultimate swear word.
Sounds like someone's pet dog.
I mean,
That was
does
the name
that
of my
even make
band
it?
in high school.
Is that the worst thing you've ever heard?
I don't know.
What do you so one thing we could talk about it if you don't mind is the cultural aspect. So there are my students and I interviewed 3 different cultures who had learned English as a foreign language, and the question is which what do you like to swear in? So I'm going to so each 3 is going to be pretty different. So among immigrants from Latin America who are Spanish speakers, they preferred whichever language was their dominant, more proficient language. That's the language where they got the most power from swearing. So, if Spanish was their dominant language, then they would say they get more kick, they get more feel, they can really get more from swearing. But what also depended for them, though, was whether they wanted to feel the emotion of swearing. So for the folks from Latin America, mostly, I mean, it's a culture that likes swearing, so they wanted to feel the emotion of swearing, so they preferred swearing in Spanish.
Yeah.
But now let's switch to a vastly different culture, China. So China is such a so-called tight culture, and let me explain tight and loose. This is Michelle Gelfin's terms. Tight refers to social norms are very strict. You don't have a lot of leeway in what you're allowed to do. Whereas Latin America is a looser culture and America is very loose.
Right.
Loose means that there's not a lot of social rules. You're kind of anything goes, you're allowed to do.
Social behavior rules, yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of social norms, or not a lot of social rules. So China is very tight. So what happened when I interviewed my international students from China about which language do they prefer to swear in, English versus Mandarin? I was kind of shocked. This is early on, over and over again. They kept saying that they prefer to swear in English.
I love it.
But I could tell from speaking them that their English wasn't very good.
Yeah.
So the idea was so how are they feeling? It's not like the Spanish immigrants who would only swear in English if that was their dominant language so they could feel the kick. What's going on with it from China is there were so many prohibitions against swearing in Mandarin. People would say they didn't even know the swear words in Mandarin, or they had to watch Hong Kong shows to learn the Mandarin swear.
If it wasn't barred by the government,
Hong Kong is a filthy place, just a filthy.
Oh boy.
So, Hong Kong. Going back, so they had to either learn swear words from watching Hong Kong Cantonese and translate them Cantonese Mandarin. So the international students from China talked a lot about how English. What I surmise is English is the culture where they get permission to swear.
That's what I was going to say. I thought maybe you were going to say that if they were swearing in Mandarin, they probably felt guilty or ashamed.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't have permission. There's so many prohibitions. Like either they don't know the swear words, they've never heard them, they've never used them, they're just not done. It's not acceptable. You'd feel guilty, you'd feel wrong. Whereas English, finally, you're allowed to swear. So they would talk about enjoying it.
Yeah, well, they've come to the right place.
But no, but actually, their feeling or behavior on it is actually a refreshing take on it. We're not used to that. That's kind of refreshing. I don't know. I can respect that. I like that.
Well, it's got to be the same thing with Islam, right? I mean, there's a very tight. That's got to be a very tight culture.
Very tight culture. Yes, very tight.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because I think like a big insult in like Iraq and Iran, and I thought it was comical when I heard it, but when a man insults another man, they say this. They say, "I curse your mustache," which of course to us is comical, but to them that's like a big thing out there.
That really doesn't work for me.
No, but I mean, well, you don't have a mustache.
He's got a milk mustache. He's got a beer mustache.
Yeah, but that's a big thing out there. Like, I curse your mustache in Iran and Iraq.
Can you say that in Iraqi?
I curse your full, luscious
All right,
beard.
So Catherine, before we let you go, I want to do this, and we're talking about the swearing and everything, but swearing can be both positive and negative, right? I mean, I was reading an article that said actually swearing actually makes you stronger. That kind of thing exists. Is that real?
So what I do, I am familiar with the literature showing that people can withstand more pain if they swear while they're exposed to the painful stimulus. So the common thing is called the cold presser task, where you put someone's hand in extremely cold water and see how long they can keep their hand submerged in the icy water. And people will last longer if they're allowed to swear while they put their hand in. So that's the main evidence I've heard about how it makes you stronger. And there's actually not even a good explanation for why that happens. One of the explanations is that it's a distraction. Swearing is a distraction, because people don't realize this so much, but you can really withstand a lot of pain if you have a lot of distraction. Although right now in Western society, we have analgesics, we just use painkillers, but in traditional societies, there was no painkillers. People really had to teach themselves how to withstand pain. But when you mentioned swearing makes you stronger, what did the article say? What were they trying to get at with making you stronger?
They were just trying to say that by saying the words, you were going to be able to push yourself harder, to block better. They talked a lot about sports, but how you were able to, if you were screaming that word, that you were able to do more and kind of push forward.
Just like toughen up. Just
yeah.
It's a little, I'm glad you shared that with me, because it's a little different. You get the pain one is a little bit similar, but not completely. Like you can withstand more pain if you're swearing. You push yourself harder if you're swearing. The idea is swearing is so emotional. It connects to the fight or flight system, the amygdala and the emotional system. And fight or flight is, hey, something is so bad out there. Like I've been insulted. I'm threatened. I've got to fight. I've got to flee. This is really dangerous. So if you can get your emotional system revved up, you're tapping into a huge store of energy and action. And so by swearing, you're getting your whole body into that ready for action phase. And I think that's what they're talking about. You're going to be better at sports. You're going to have energy. I don't know if I could say a little bit of, I think it's okay with humans to recruit whatever strategies they need, but I think that strategy is going to fall victim to habituation, meaning after you use it a lot, it's going to lose some of its efficacy.
Can it be, am I using it wrong? Maybe I'm going to say like a coping mechanism too?
Yeah. When we need to cope, I mean, obviously, I would encourage use whatever meaning you can, any coping method. If you're in pain, swear. If you need to rev yourself up to go combat your enemy or push yourself through, yeah, swear. Sure. Okay. Do what you need to do. For sure.
I love that. You know what? That's the perfect thing to stop this on, because, yes, if you need to swear constantly, and no, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
I was going to say, now I fucking get it.
You were so good. You were so
I know.
good.
Actually, you know what, Catherine, you know what? I swear a lot, but casually for fun.
Yeah.
But I told myself 2 days ago, and I go, you know what would be great if I did not swear at all, or if I instead of using curse words, like replaced them with another word that we all know what I'm replacing it with or for. Because I watch on SNL. I watch SNL a lot, and they swear a lot on that show, but they don't use the words, right? They use a euphemism or they use another word, and you all know what they're saying. And sometimes it's even funnier. Seriously.
Yeah. I was bring up euphemisms. I am really interested in them. So invite me back another time, and we'll talk about euphemisms.
I love it.
Ooh, yeah. That sounds perfect. All right, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. And yeah, we'll have you come on, and you can be our language expert.
Awesome.
Sure. Okay, thanks a ton.
Right,
thanks,
Catherine.
Catherine. All right, take care.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Or we could just get you a swear jar.
So no, the SNL skit.
No swear jar.
So listen, Ted, the SNL skit I was just watching the other day was
They're still on the air?
Oh yeah, SNL is great.
Yes.
So Ryan Gosling was on. It was I don't know if you guys ever seen the episode.
I will watch it immediately.
So he's been on a few times. So every time he comes on, they do the same skit about the 3 people that were abducted by aliens, and they go into the ship, and he and that one girl have like awesome experiences, and then the other person, like, she's like, well, that's not the experience I had. But she swears. So she's like, well, so I went up and my pants came off, and I'm sitting there with my pink pocket and stink rocket hanging out.
Wow.
Jesus
It was
Christ.
hilarious, dude. I mean, the euphemism she was using was great.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
They do that all the time.
There's, when we,
Pink
and I
pocket
didn't,
and
I didn't want to
stink
throw
rocket.
these. I didn't want to throw these words out, but when they were talking about the 7 words you can't.
Yeah.
say,
What other side? I mean, I've watched Carlin.
I'm going to
in the
say them.
past.
You ready? Ready? Shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits.
Okay. Well, tits doesn't seem.
Tits
that
seems.
bad. Yeah.
That's the one.
Seems like an odd one. Seems like an odd duck word. Yeah.
Every time. And then the funny thing is about it, and Teddy and I were talking about this today, is the word cunt, right? Because, and I'm not going to say it a million times, it's the last time I want to say it, but it's something that my Irish friends say all the time. It's just a word like asshole, right? It's a word that they use just to say.
Yeah.
In America, it is a big deal, right?
It is.
It seems like
is,
a big
yeah.
deal. In Europe, it is just something that you say, and I know people have kind of like stopped themselves from saying it as they get more American, but once they get a couple of drinks in them, they say it constantly. Yeah, it's not a thing. And it's funny how...
It's almost a term of endearment to some of them.
Yeah. And it's funny how some words are really violently evil in some places, right? And in other places, it's as common as saying buddy or pal.
Yeah.
It's all situational. It's all cultural. It's all linguistic. It's all, contextual.
Word.
Yeah. Depends who says it to you. Like if a stranger said, hey, asshole, it wouldn't mean the same as like if a person you cared for said it to you. If they said it maliciously, of course, So
yeah. I call Ted, listen, honestly, on a regular day, I probably call Ted an asshole at least 35
and
times.
then the funny thing, I showed him my birth certificate, and that's my actual middle name. So you just
Ted a hole.
You got burned.
It's Osweepe.
Dude, that is one of my
Read 'em and
favorite
weep.
things. And if you want to really get into it, one of the things that turned me on to this was Netflix does a show with Nicolas Cage as the narrator, and it's the history of swearing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the history of swearing. Okay. Oh man, so we got Mark desperately wants to do a movie mention.
Why wouldn't I?
Is it Desperately Seeking Susan?
Yeah.
We all saw that.
Oh my God, is it Desperately Seeking Susan?
I just made it up.
No. And here's the funny thing. The reason we're gonna actually do this right now is that besides your stupid, terrible tips, which everyone loves, everyone is commenting on how much they like the movies.
Come on.
I swear to God. I got
to tell you something. These are personal movies.
Pick us a winner, Billy.
Hold on a second.
No, I can't pick a winner. These are movies these are my movies. You know what I'm saying? I'm not picking movies to be popular.
No, they're near and dear to your heart.
Yeah.
And you're just sharing the love.
I'm exposing myself to the world.
You're sharing the love with the rest
This
of us.
is just. I want to make sure I get to my buddy Pete. Sent me this today. Glad to see Mark reviewed St. Vincent. Nice job.
Oh, there you go.
This is just.
Well,
this
that's
is just
Pete.
one,
I love Pete.
No, but
Pete's
this is
a
just
good guy.
one of. This
Pete's
is
a
just a
mensch.
comment. This is one of the comments. One of the many comments that we get.
All right.
That when people are like is when people ask me, does Ted give tips? This is the worst one. And I vowed I would never say this, and now I kind of fucked it up by saying it. Does Ted give tips professionally? Ooh, that's what someone asked. Like that's your job. Someone wanted to know if your job was tipping people, was helping people, like you were like someone who helps people. And I'm like, Ted doesn't help anybody.
I mean, if someone asks me so, I mean, it's like the best tip is like one that's asked for. Kind of like on the golf course, right? If someone like gives you an unsolicited tip that you don't really want.
Well, that's what Henrik said. Everybody, I mean, the advice is the advice you take. It's not good advice or bad advice.
Yeah.
But you're not
unless
giving
you
any
take it.
advice on the golf course, Ted.
Mark, I've seen a few things in your swing, and I think next time we're
you
gonna put some. We're gonna put some sticks.
Ted has helped me many times.
We're gonna put
actually.
some sticks down, and we're gonna get you all lined up.
You have helped me on the golf course.
I'm glad to help.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
So has Matt once or
Ted,
twice.
do you have your phone down there? Can you believe this? He's on. This is what I told you.
I thought he was masturbating. He was on his phone. That was your phone, Ted? thought you had a glowing penis.
All right. Wow. Oh my God, that would be terrifying. All right. So it's time for Mark's Movie Mentions, and Mark's Movie Mentions are brought to you by Ray's Monkey Pills. Do you need an extra boost of monkey? Try Ray's Monkey Pills. Remember, Ray's Monkey Pills are 100% pure monkeyness.
Wow.
Yep.
All right, so the movie I want to mention tonight is from 2013. It's called The Way, Way Back.
Oh, I am about to take a shit on the microphone if you talk about...
I never heard of it.
I knew you were going to think this.
I never heard of it.
It's not a time travel movie.
Thank God.
It's not. But I love it. I'm like, oh my God, Matt's going to flip. So it's called The Way, Way Back. Came out in 2013. Written and directed by two friends, Nat Faxon and Jim Rash. They wrote and directed the movie together. It's starring, and this is the best, my guy Sam Rockwell, Steve Carell.
Love Sam Rockwell.
Steve Carell. Maya Rudolph from SNL.
Yeah.
Liam James plays the lead character. Toni Collette's in it. Allison Janney, she's a really funny comedian.
Oh, she's the one with the flute.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
One time at band camp. When she...
No. That's not her. That's not her. No.
Are you sure that's not her?
Yeah. And Amanda Peet, who I love.
She was hot at one point.
She's still beautiful. So anyway, it's 2013, 90 minutes long. It's a coming-of-age comedy drama. So it's about this kid. Steve Carell plays his mom's boyfriend, his mom and dad. I forgot what happened to his dad. But they go on a summer vacation to Steve Carell has a summer home in Massachusetts. So they go up to the lake home, the cottage home in Massachusetts. And it's a big, summer town. And he's got neighbors, and he goes up there every year. And it's the first time he's bringing them up there. And he's a dick. He plays a dick in the movie.
Okay.
And he's great at
Aww.
it.
Steve Carell?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, my
He
God.
plays a good buffoon.
Dude,
but,
this movie, this is a very serious drama acting for him.
Okay.
He plays a dick. He just shits on this kid. So the kid's like 14, 15. He's coming of age. He's very introverted. So he goes up there with his mom, her boyfriend, who doesn't really like him much, and it's all adults and kids that are older than him. So he gets away. He goes to the local water park. There's a big water park there, and he meets Sam Rockwell, and the rest is history, man. He just like he starts to develop, and he meets a girl, and it kind of evolves. Okay. But I don't want to give too much away of the movie. But I'm going to tell you, the movie is so well done. I want to say this. So when they're going up to the summer home or his cottage, and he gets there and he meets one of the teenage girls that's older than him, like next door. She's like, yeah, it's like a vacation. It's like summer vacation for adults because all they do is like sit out by the lake and drink and party and hang out in adults, and he doesn't fit in, right? So he's got to find his niche.
Yeah, sure.
So he goes to the water park, and Maya Rudolph works there, and Sam Rockwell runs it with her, and it's amazing.
So he forms a bond with the Sam Rockwell
character. Yeah, and then the other people that work there too. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, gotcha.
And Sam Rockwell is awesome in the movie. Everybody's awesome in the movie. Like I said, it's a coming-of-age comedy drama.
That's good.
So there are parts where you're like, you can totally relate to this kid. Oh, you know what's cool about the movie too? It feels like it's 1984 because there's so much like 80s shit in the movie, but it's really based like today.
Yeah.
Like in 2013, that's kind of the setting.
Yeah.
So it's got that modern feel to it. But even when they're going up to the cottage, they're traveling in like a station wagon where he's sitting in the back, like an old school wagon.
So looking out the back,
and he's listening. He's got a Walkman on,
Yeah.
listening to like tapes. But it's really setting.
Well, you know what's funny? Like even like in modern times, if you drive to these like smaller towns, it's like going back in time. You know, like Main Street, everything's like date, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like Americana, where it's like you can go in 2023 and find a town where you probably think you're in 1960 if you just kind of stayed in that little area there.
And I like the way they wrote and directed it and made it feel like that because it's modern, but it feels like it's the 80s. Except for a lot of the dress code and stuff like that in the movie. But it's called The Way, Way Back, 2013. It had a $5 million budget. It made about $27 million at the box office.
Yeah,
huge. I'm telling you, man, there's some parts where you cry and then you laugh a lot. It's so well done.
I like those coming of age movies. Like Stand By Me. Was that a coming of age movie with the 4 kids on the bike?
Absolutely.
Did they find like the dead body or something like that? Yeah.
The same. This movie, I'm telling you right now, anybody who sees this movie doesn't like it, you're a communist.
Okay, that's great.
That's it.
Wow. Actually, I want to do a.
And you guys haven't seen it. I recommend it, man. It's so well done. I'm not exaggerating. When this came out, I saw it a year after it came out. It's on Netflix or Prime. It's streaming all over the place. When this movie came out, I didn't know anything about it, and that's why I'm not giving anything away. I just gave you the base of it. And you guys know how I do this. I love not giving anything away. So there's a lot more to the movie than I'm telling you, and it's all great.
Okay.
The way back.
All right, sounds like a good recommendation.
I will give it a shot.
And it's only 90 minutes long. It's not a long movie. It's basically 90 minutes.
It's not
long.
not like Dances with Wolves. It's not 3.5 hours long.
No, Ted, it's the perfect movie, man. The movie starts off right away. It flows. It gets to the point, and it's just so enjoyable. And it's a roller coaster, and it's awesome. It works.
Yeah.
I'm surprised these guys have not written and directed more movies. In fact, I don't know if they did. But this is 10 years old already.
Yeah.
And these guys wrote and directed it together.
That's cool.
It's awesome.
See, it sounds a little Meatball-esque. There's a movie Meatballs.
Totally. And Sam Rockwell is that, like, he's...
Yeah. What was the movie Meatballs? What was the premise of that movie?
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. That's right.
Yeah. Camp. It was, the kids go away to camp, right?
Yeah. That's a really good movie. It's an underrated. That's an underrated comedy.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Did not do well in reviews and stuff. That movie's
really.
Maybe it did.
And there's one kid that goes to camp. He doesn't fit in, and then he kind of hangs out with Bill Murray. Some of the older guys.
Yep.
Was like Bill Murray like a camp counselor? Or is he just?
Yeah,
he
runs it. Yeah, he.
Well, it's because I went to like a camp when I was a kid. I think from age like either 11, 12, or 12 and 13. It was like an overnight camp. It was called Camp Henry Horner. Was it actually?
I thought you were going to say an overweight camp.
No, I think it was like in Round Lake or Crystal Lake. Yeah, it's like when you're a kid. You
went to camp at Crystal Lake?
I don't know where it was. It's been decades, but yeah. So I just remember getting like my mom would drop me off. And you get on like a school bus, and they would just take you. And when you're a kid, your perception is that you're driving for hours, but it's probably like a 45-minute drive.
Yeah.
And then and there's like a lake, there's cabins. Our camp counselors, they're probably like 18, 19, but I thought they look like they're 35. Because your perception as a kid is completely different. There's girls.
Yeah.
And of course we all like the girls, and you got the lunch. Are they served like the grilled cheese with the tomato soup, the traditional lunches?
Oh, yeah.
You go. That's where I learned to swim. I learned to swim in that camp. So. Hiking in the woods,
this has been TED Talk.
Yeah.
I learned to swim. I felt like I learned to swim like everybody did. All right, you ready? Here you go. And then you're for some reason there was a swimming pool, and then like the diving pool was really deep, like 16 feet deep pool.
Yeah.
And your dad walks in, he takes you, and he goes, all right, swim, and he throws you.
How old were you when you learned how to swim?
When I was terrified and didn't die, I don't know, 8.
Okay, how about you, Ted?
I want to say around the 10 to 12 range, because I remember like we learned to swim in a lake, so the shallow part of the lake, and then we had a dock, and on the other side of the dock is where kind of the big kids swam. So in order to like get on that side of the dock, you had to pass a swimming test, which entailed first you had to tread water, then you had to swim the length of the dock, swim it backwards, and then tread water again, and then you pass the swimming test, and they would let you go to the deep end.
See, my grandfather was a coach in high school. So we were the first kids in the family, my brother and I. And my mom was very young when she had us. And his thing was, first and foremost, they got to learn how to swim. That was like the first thing. We were swimming when we were like...
Yeah, it's an important skill.
2 or 3 years old.
Yeah.
Okay,
we knew how to swim.
That's funny because I remember my grandfather, the first thing he said is you have to be able to hunt the man who's hunting you. But, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, so we learned... my brother and I were proficient, like in like incredible swimmers by the time we were like 5 or 6, but we swam when we were very young.
Yeah.
And I remember having friends at camp that were like 8, 9, 10 years old and could not swim.
Yeah.
Or they would do these swim classes like you're describing when you're even older, and it was like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Because my brother and I could do. I'm not an Olympian, but when you're younger and you could do something nobody else can do, you're head and shoulders above them, and then you don't want to. It's like, what are we doing here? So my brother and I would just like sit around when they're doing all this. I'm like, yeah, we know how to swim. I could swim across the pool underwater and back if you wanted me to, because we swam, and then we were in Florida a lot, and and all my aunts and uncles in the summer, all of them had swimming pools.
Yeah,
and they all lived right by each other.
So we went around it. Yeah,
and I had older cousins that. Yeah, so we swam a lot.
No, I agree. It's an important skill to have because if you think about it, the world is 75% water.
Huge life skill.
So you got to learn how to swim. Like, I took my kid to swimming lessons when she was like 2.
Yeah, and we did that for our kids too.
Her, I would take her to like a water park.
Yep.
And put her in the deep end, and she said the same thing. She goes, I can swim. I'm like, okay. So I would put her in the water like this. I'm like, go and swim, and she would just sink. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? If this is real life, you're dead.
Well, that's what my wife.
Because this is not a video game. So if you do this and you go under. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So,
My wife took the boys when they were very young at the Y for swim classes when they were like 2
you
years
did that
old.
with the kids,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you did it too. And then now they have those what are called blue.
No, blue. Yeah, blue. What's that blue? It's
Big
the place
Blue.
right here, right? Yeah, Big Blue. It's right
Big
down
Blue.
the street.
Now
yeah.
it's a zero.
classes.
Zero entry pools where they're like infants. Like they're
Yeah.
putting them in the water too.
Yeah, well, I think it's to get them like not to have them swim, but just get used to the water. Not
Yeah,
be scared,
comfortable. You're not
be
scared.
scared of the
That's
water.
huge. That's
and then
huge,
once
yeah.
you're not scared of the water, then you learn how to the swimming part. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
I tell you what. At the beginning, listen, I was terrified of the water.
Yeah, I never
until I had to swim, and I was just like, wait a minute, I can do this.
So did you ever have the high school class where they throw the big rubber brick in the they throw the brick in the water? And you have to like dive down like 12 feet into the water and get it. Yeah.
We didn't have a pool like
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I was a lifeguard. We had to pass the lifeguard test.
I always
and
wanted to
all
be a
the stuff
lifeguard.
we had to do.
I just
So
wasn't
Matt
good
got
enough
lucky
for
because
it.
he started at Lane later. Because if he would have started 10 years before, he would have been swimming naked.
naked swimming. I told that story before, right?
No.
Yeah,
No,
my buddy went
yeah,
to
we
St.
did.
Pat's.
No, we talked
Yeah,
about
my
this,
buddy
yeah.
went to St. Pat's
Okay.
because it was
Lane
an all
Tech
guys
too.
school.
Lane was all
Well,
boys too.
when
until
I
19
went, not
Okay.
when I
I
went.
know,
Yeah.
but
But he swam naked.
Oh, okay. Wow.
yeah, they
I
did
didn't
it.
know
They
that.
did at Lane too. They
It was
did
all
not.
because it was all boys.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
just I
They
don't know.
didn't put swim trunks on. They swam naked.
Listen, if you
Makes
want to
sense.
make somebody terrified of the water and never want to swim, make them swim naked.
This isn't the
With
50s
like-
either.
yeah, with
they
like-
swam
with like
naked
40
at,
guys.
They swam naked at Lane until like 1974.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
until
I didn't know that.
until girls came.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, if
Sounds
you
like
want
a,
to talk
sounds
about
like a spa. Sounds like a spa.
it,
Yeah.
you know, it sounded like a Catholic priest retreat.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah,
I didn't understand. I never understood
yeah,
it.
well, who's benefiting from it? Monsignor? who's running the swim class? Oh, it's
Dude, I'm telling you, I never.
it's
I
Father
still,
Father Taint is running the swim
Yeah,
class.
I don't get it. I don't understand. Nobody can explain it to me either.
Well, I know when you go
And
to
Lane's
a
a
spa.
public school. Lane was a public school.
yeah.
I mean, the private schools, I get it.
Well, like when you go to like any,
The Catholic boys' schools, I get it.
like right now, but if you go to like any spa, like if you're in the guys like locker room section, if you want to go in like the steam sauna or the steam shower, you're naked. But then when you go into like the
You're naked.
oh, it's just me. Okay, when I go to the communal area, then you put on whatever clothes they give you, so you're
Do you wear those
presentable.
one-piece suits, Ted?
a unit.
With the thing.
Like
No,
the old timers?
No,
you know what?
just shorts.
It's,
Just shorts.
It's funny because
T-shirt,
Nobody
yeah.
does. I'm
yeah,
kidding.
because at every gym I've ever been at, right? I've at any steam room, sauna, whatever.
You wear your swim trunks?
I've always worn trunks,
Yeah.
or I've had a towel on, because I don't want to put my ass on the place where somebody else's ass has been.
Well, you
I
don't.
never-
You don't want to put your face where someone's ass is.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
but I
I never understood.
But in summer, when I was in summer camp in the military, and you're in a communal shower, which you have to take a shower. You really don't have a choice, so you're in there with a bunch of guys.
Yeah, but you're just taking a shower. You're in, you're out. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, you're not sitting on
what do
stuff.
You,
Yeah.
What's a shower? If you're taking a communal shower, it's a minute.
Yeah.
Right, you walk in, you get wet, you soap
Oh, yeah,
up,
you're
you rinse
resting, yeah,
off,
you're
you're
in
out
for 2 minutes,
You're not in there playing with yourself
Would you-
like
would-
I am. With my shower
would you say a
every
minute?
day.
Would you say a minute?
Huh?
How about several minutes?
Who said? No, Ted. No matter what, it's still just add an extra 30 seconds. Yeah, but I mean, I never understood that. I mean, you're showering up. Yeah, that made it never bothered me. But the weird being in a sauna or a steam room, and being naked. It just, I don't know. There's something about it that always freaked me out.
But if you're in the a hot tub, once you're in, nobody really sees you.
I've
'cause
never
they're
been.
seeing-
I've never been in a public sauna or steam room.
Go to King
Really?
Spa. Go to King Spa right down the street.
No, I know. My
Yeah.
buddy goes
Yeah,
there.
it's
all
actually
the
not
time.
bad. It's a little therapeutic.
I'm actually pissed that my gym doesn't have the steam room and sauna anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
since
cold.
COVID.
There's a cold tub. There's a hot tub, and then there's like a super
Well,
hot
you know
tub.
somebody there now.
Yeah, but they're never going to do it. Yeah, because my son works there. But yeah, they're never going to do
So
it.
funny,
I'm
funny,
pissed off.
so funny spa story. Just real quick. So I'm at the spa one time,
This is
and
not
I'm in the men's section. So I'm
this
I'm
story.
naked with all the other guys. So we're all not like together, obviously. I'm in the sauna, and there's like a separate section where people can get like massages. So there's a guy. He looks like he's like 22. So he's like laying naked on the table. And then, like, there's a masseuse who's a guy who's, like, just giving him a massage. I'm like, how tense can this guy be? He's, like, 22 years old.
They had that at the
Can't be
Y too. They had a
there
masseuse
can't-
at the
There
Y.
can't be, like, a tense bone in this guy's body. It's not like he's, like, 60. He's, like, he's, like, he looks like he weighs 130 pounds. I'm like, where the hell's the tension in this guy's body?
The Y had that VIP locker room. You paid extra for
Yeah.
it, where it had a steam room,
Yeah.
a spa, and a masseuse.
I mean, you were
back
in a
there.
place where you were ultimately relaxed. I'm like, how much more relaxation do you need? So just being in the hot water's not enough.
What's
you
it
need,
called?
You need a man
spitz?
to. You need a
spitz? What do you call it?
Spritz.
A spritz.
a spit roast? Is that what you
No.
spritz.
I need a massage. I haven't done it because I have to kind of work myself up to it. It's weird,
I don't like massages
but
either.
but I have to.
I would get one
but
from a
they're so
professional.
great. I've never.
You would be loosened
So
up.
here's what I used to do before I would go on my golf trip for like a week long golf trip. I would go like two or 3 days before and get a massage. I never ever felt better.
Yeah.
I know.
I've had after that massage.
I've
I
had
would agree
three
with
in
that,
my
yeah.
life. Three.
I mean, I would actually if I had the time and the money, I would get like a professional massage
once a week.
and just right before, especially like golf, because you got to be loose, you got to be relaxed, and I can't think of any way to get relaxed.
There's
than
no. Well, there's one way better.
Well, I
there's
mean,
only one.
There's
way
a
better than
there's a
massage.
new there's a place that opened up here right by your house. It's not a massage therapy. It's a massage therapy place. It's almost like a cross between massage and physical therapy. It's actually, I'm sorry, I'm saying this wrong. It's a stretch. They stretch you out. It's all stretching sessions.
Yeah.
It's like PT, but it's not a massage. They're stretching you.
Oh, I want
It's a business now. That's the thing. These things are opening up all over the
Oh,
place.
sure, I believe it. Yeah.
It's like, you get somebody and they're stretching you out. That's what that's for me.
Well, think about like, well, not you, Mark, but like, most of us, like, you sit down at a fixed position for hours a day, and what happens is your hip flexors atrophies from being in a fixed position because the human body is not designed
Dude,
to sit
you were spot on.
for 8
I'm
to
gonna
10
tell you
hours a
something.
day.
I don't sit at all,
Yeah,
ever.
well, I know you don't.
I never. And I went to my buddy's house on Sunday. Oh, by the way, I didn't go to a Bears game.
I know you told me.
Okay, I went to my buddy Whitey's house, and we watched. I got there about 11:30. We watched the Bears game, the next game, and then the night game. I didn't get home till 11.
Holy crap!
So
Wow.
halfway through, we fucking sat and watched all those games.
That's 6 hours worth of games.
But
right?
everybody else was fine with it. I'm like, so he's got a really cool dog, and I'm like, all right, I'm taking Wonder out at halftime. I got to get up. He's got a huge yard. I mean, I'm like an acre.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Wonder out back at halftime. I got to get the fuck. Can he go out in the backyard? And he's like, yeah. So I had to go out for like 15 minutes and then watch the rest of the game, then get up again. And then when we're leaving, we get in the Uber. My buddy Phil goes, I told Phil, I'm like, dude, I'm going to be hurting tomorrow. I haven't sat like that. He goes, well, you were getting up like every 15 minutes. We were all ones sitting down. I go, I know, but even, I mean, I don't know how you could fucking sit down for 10 hours like that on the couch.
It actually physically
oh,
hurts
I was
to
hurt.
sit for like hours on end. I mean, like, I know I get up frequently. I'm always like stretching and
Oh,
moving.
the whole game,
Yeah.
they're all sitting. I'm getting up. I'm sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
With the dog.
Yeah.
I'm getting up. I'm walking upstairs.
Yeah.
I'm doing laps. I'm like,
No,
I
it's good.
can't. I'm going out of my mind.
Yeah.
But you know what the weird part is? So many people have gotten used to that.
It's
And
dangerous.
and that's a thing.
I'm susceptible to that. I
gotta
could get
move.
used to
Yeah,
it
you gotta
easily.
move
yeah.
around.
Yeah. That's since I've stopped working, since I've
Yeah.
stopped
Oh,
teaching.
yeah, I can
and 'cause
see
I
that.
was,
Yeah, I could
I
probably-
mean, the one rule is kids sit, I move around, and then they get up to move around, do that stuff. But I was walking around all the time, and now I'm just, except when I'm if I'm playing something or
Yeah.
doing something.
Well, you know what, Ted?
I'll get crazy.
What Ted said about your hip flexors, like sitting on the couch.
Yeah, they atrophies over time.
Yeah. So I had to today. I had to this afternoon. I had to paint and outside the front area of my house.
Mm-hmm.
So I was on a ladder for like off and on a ladder for like 3 hours. You ever stand on a ladder for more than like 20 minutes?
Your back actually,
Dude, your knee, everything. I have so much respect for somebody who has to work on a ladder.
Yeah.
Because
you gotta balance yourself.
you have to. Honest to God, you got 2 feet on that ladder. I got paint in one hand, and you don't think about it when you're doing the task, right?
Yeah.
But when the second you walk off that ladder and you start walking, and you've been up there for like an hour and a half, you're like, holy shit. But I didn't feel much of it until before I came here and I took a shower. I was like, oh my God. I go, why? My knees are burning. Everything. I'm like, what's going on? I remember. I'm like, it's the ladder. That's the ladder effect on your body.
Yeah.
Being on an aluminum ladder, because your feet's not planted, right?
Right.
It's just like the middle of your feet. You're not totally on solid ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ladder. I mean, guys and girls and people that work
that's
spend
tough-
time
that's
on
a tough
ladders
job,
for a
yeah.
living. That's a tough
Yeah.
man. That's a tough job.
That is a tough one. Okay, so a couple of things before we do our last thoughts. Next week, we're going to record on Monday. Don't worry, we're not going to put it on until Tuesday. It's going to take some time. It's going to be 2 parts. We got a great show, and then we've got a very special holiday thing that we are doing. So you guys are going to enjoy it.
It's on the website. I put a synopsis of what we're doing.
Oh, okay, cool,
you.
I
VoteForTed.com.
VoteForTed.com.
FORRE.
Yeah.
And the real 3idiots.com.
My sister will be here, okay? And then, so we're going to post the first part right away that week, and then we're going to hold off to the week before Christmas for the holiday special thing that we're going to do. Then we'll be back on January 2nd, Tuesday, January 2nd. We've got some really cool things lined up. I've got a whole bunch of ideas, so I'm super excited about it. This is show 100. Okay, and I know we're supposed to do it. I know we did like show 50 and whatever.
That's
it just
fine.
turned out that
It is what it is.
our end of the year special is going to be show 101.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's
So
okay.
I'm challenging everybody who listens.
101 proof.
Tell 101 people about this. Okay, just tell or one. I don't give a shit, right? But share it, man. I mean, because this thing is, I'm having a blast with it.
Yeah.
My
Can't
sister
believe
will
it's
be
been-
here next week.
Yeah.
Again, love when she's on. Just having so much fun doing all this stuff. So we got great things planned.
So is Monday a double show for us?
For us, it is going to be the second part is going to be short. I mean, it's
Okay.
just that extra thing that we're going to do. Yeah. But we'll do a regular show whenever we start, and then we'll do we're putting on a little play.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing
Old
a
time.
holiday
I
play.
said it's like an old time radio
It's
show.
like a soliloquy.
We're doing a story.
Yeah. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right.
Okay, so just want to kind of clue everybody in with what's going on. All right, so let's do our last thoughts. Teddy, I'm going to start with you. Last thoughts for today.
Yes, I decided after this show, if I ever get another pet dog or cat, I'm naming him or her Banger.
Dude, I love it.
Banger.
I love it. Banger. Ted, that's a
Banger.
Great final
Think about how a mathematician
thought. If I get a
ruins
dog, I'm naming him Hubcap.
Yeah, how a mathematician ruins swearing. They put it in an algorithm, right? That's how an academia ruins swearing by trying to come up with the perfect swear word. The perfect swear word happens. It doesn't. It's not part of an algorithm.
No.
It's not part of anything else.
No.
It just happens. Yeah. When you say like douche nozzle, right, or ass hat.
Yeah.
I mean, your perfect swear and swear words are perfect for people, right?
Yeah.
It happens for you. So let your swear word happen. Just let it happen.
Stink Rocket.
Stink rocket. I don't even.
Pink Pocket.
So if I walked into a biker bar and screamed "Banger," I wouldn't even get beat up because nobody would know what I'm talking about.
No, you would get Ted. You would get beat up in a heartbeat. There's no doubt about it. All right, Mark. Last thought.
I thought our guest was pretty fucking cool. No, it was a good show. I
amen.
appreciate it. I'm flabbergasted that this is show 100. I'm blown away.
I'm
It doesn't
flummoxed.
seem.
I'm flummoxed every time we get somebody as smart as Catherine on.
Yeah.
Right. Who has some sort of expertise or something. And I send them this thing, and I'm just like, you're going to talk with three idiots. And I love when she's like, it's just like, with three idiots are doing their thing. I was like, I just don't understand why anybody would be on this show. I really don't. But it's great to have people kind of bring in, that thought, right? Yeah. That comes from it. I mean, this is somebody who's written, papers on swearing, and it just makes you think. There's so many people have so many awesome expertise in things.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Listening to different
Well,
viewpoints.
you know what we got to do, Ted, since next week's going to be kind of a long Monday. So Matt and I bought Ted some gifts for show 100, not for Christmas.
Correct.
And then Ted and I bought Matt some gifts for show 100. And neither of them knew. Like, you didn't know you were getting a gift from Ted and I, did you?
No.
And Ted, you didn't know you were getting a gift from Matt and I.
I don't know anything.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
But I conspired with you two individually.
Yeah.
And then, just so you know, Ted and I conspired to get you something.
Hey,
You know what?
You keep saying
You
that.
know why? Because there's no honor among thieves.
It's sitting.
I'm going to get a rock.
It's sitting right there.
It's not wrapped or anything.
Well, it's not wrapped. No.
You got me a chair.
I haven't wrapped it. I thought we were doing it next week.
Okay.
I got your rubber chicken.
All
Okay,
right.
I'll admit it.
And it's
right.
been sitting there for several weeks. So you've seen that. You've seen that.
But
that
that's
bag
perishable.
sitting
I'm kidding.
there. Wait a minute.
It was-
Are you saying, Ted? Are you saying all
You
those
saying that-
deviled eggs we made,
that
Mark,
cat-
3 months ago are no good?
That Christmas ham from last year. I think you got to
Oh,
change
my
it up.
goodness.
Right?
I hate ham. By the way.
I love ham.
No. Holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving, it's turkey.
Really?
If your
Oh, we're doing
family's-
turkey this Christmas in
Yeah,
Minnesota.
if your family's thing is ham and like green bean casserole, your family sucks, and you should be slapped.
What's
No,
an
we
alternative-
always
what's
did
an-
it
What's an
loin.
alternative to ham and turkey? Like if you just want something completely different,
No,
but
my
still kind of
mother-in-law
semi-seafood?
makes my mother-in-law
We're doing a
makes
seafood thing. Christmas Day.
she does. I mean, every year is they're famous. She does a tenderloin, 2 tenderloins.
Ooh,
I've seen. Yeah,
that sounds good.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm talking like incredible pieces of meat that
Yeah.
are hand trimmed and.
Sure.
But this year, we're doing turkey. We're gonna kind of do a turkey thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were doing.
I'm doing it
same
too. Okay.
same kind of thing, like a roast or some kind of
Yeah, like
meat
a roast.
thing.
Yeah, like a
but
pot,
once-
like a pot roast or something. Or,
yeah, more like a barbecue thing, but
Like
yeah,
a roasted
but
beast.
once
Like a roasted beast from
roasted
roasted beast.
But
That
once
sounds
everybody stopped eating meat, We just and this is when we started going like we spending Christmas in like Key West and Christmas
yeah,
at Disney
yeah. Obviously,
World and all those.
you need more untraditional.
We were headed to someplace nice. We did seafood. So the last couple of
that's a
Christmases
good idea,
have all been all seafood. All
Well, like
every
lobster, crab, like
so lobster, crab,
Cape Buffalo.
I'm not a big fan.
Shrimp.
I'm not a big fan of crab and lobster.
Nah,
so
not either.
So we do like shrimp tacos.
He's
and
crazy.
fish-
shrimp
different
tacos.
fish
Shrimp,
and stuff.
actually, that's a good idea. Shrimp tacos. People love shrimp tacos.
Oh, let's go to Howard Street.
It's awesome.
Shrimp
All right,
and
yeah.
touffee.
So we're headed to the bar.
Yes.
Everybody enjoy, and we will see you guys next week.